Hi guys, and welcome back to Alistair Davies Golf. Today's video is all about kind of course management, course strategy. And what I want to give you from this is a kind of guide to knowing what flags to go for and what flags not to go for. So there is a little bit of you going away and working out some data to be completely and utterly accurate to be able to fulfill this task. But I still want to give you a bit of a talk on the theory behind how I'd want players to approach this. And I kind of call this my aim point for long game, and that'll become clear why I call it that in a second. So in an ideal world, I would want you all to know how far you average in feet or yards proximity from the hole with all your clubs. And if you do so, then we would have like a little chart and you'd be able to look at it and go, okay, an 8-iron goes averagely 20 feet from the hole. And then what we try and do then is look at the flag. In this case here, the flag's on the left-hand side. We'd look at the flag and think, okay, what room have I got around the flag? And if we use our fingers as a guideline, if I looked at the flag from here and did that, that would give me, with 2 fingers, probably about a 10-yard window to the right of the flag. Have I got 10 yards to the left of the flag? No, I haven't. So I would know then I can't afford to go left at all with an 8-iron, but I could go right. So that would probably tell me in this scenario that I would want to go to the right of the flag, and I wouldn't go at the flag. So I would probably aim just right at those hoops we can see there, probably at the tree, round about there, and maybe even try and move the ball right to left a wee bit in an ideal world. And as you might have seen some of my other videos, I try and have the philosophy of no cross and never cross the target line. So I'd always want to miss this right to the flag. So I have plenty of green to work with, and if I am going to have a chip, I've got green to work with as well, rather than short-siding myself. So what we're going to try and do is calibrate your fingers from different yardages away from the hole to give you a span around the hole, and collaborate that then with what you do personally. So again, if we know what your distance from the hole you hit a certain iron, we can go 1 finger, 2 finger from different ranges, and that gives us an idea whether we can go at the flag or not. Second rule of thumb is a bit simpler. If we use the kind of 70-30 rule, if I have a chance of pulling the shot off 70% of the time, then possibly I will go for the flag. If I can't do it 70% of the time, then I'm going to be a bit more conservative. The third rule would be more Jack Nicklaus kind of rule. And Jack Nicklaus used to have the philosophy that you'd only ever go for a flag if he had 8-iron or less. 7-iron and longer, he'd always go middle of the green. No matter what the situation is, even if he had to get a birdie to win a major or a championship, he would still have the same philosophy, because that's what he lived and breathed by. And he said he lost in tournaments and won in tournaments. I would be a little bit more situation savvy than that in an ideal world, because if we need a 3 to win and we can't become 3rd or 4th or 5th, and if you know that information, then I would definitely go for the flag. Because at worst case, a bogey is not going to cost you too much money in the professional game, or an amateur status, it won't cost you too much either. So I think the situation is very prudent to what you do as well. So if you're in match play, sometimes you can be more aggressive and got the flags more. In stroke play, you might be a bit more defensive and try and play that shot shaping game into the zone we want. But the key of this video is really talking about that kind of fingering scenario and look at where your start line would be. The other thing I want to talk about with this within shot shaping, for example, if we knew when you shot shaped a 8-iron, again, let's talk about that club, it moved 2 fingers, we can then look at the flag, put 1 finger on the flag, the outside of our finger like this, and the second finger is where we'd look to start the ball to draw it onto flag. So that gives us then our visual and virtual aim line for when we're shot shaping. So let's just have a go at that. I'll try and shot shape here a draw, and I'm going to go for a 2-finger draw. So there's my aim line. Again, it's the outside of those rings on the green there. So I aim the club at those rings. I'm going to take my setup, and I'm just going to try and hit a little draw, so close the club face as I would normally address, and try and hit a little draw and draw it into that flag. And that's giving me then the visuals of my start line and finish line, so I can get the correct aim for the amount of draw that I would normally produce. So if it's a fade, the same philosophy. So we're using, where is the flag? Is it in a really tight spot? Do we normally fit in there without normal evidence of dispersion? Can we go for it, yay or nay? Is it within a zone, using our fingers to give us a visual representative, yay or nay? And then if we're going to shot shape it, how much do we move the ball? 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. So then where's my visual start line? And then commit to hitting that shot. So hopefully this has made a bit of sense. It's made a bit of sense of being either aggressive or defensive and hitting your iron shots to the green. Bear in mind what I see with a lot of, especially good young amateurs, is they tend to try and go at the flag with every single shot, short side themselves a lot and make a lot of silly bogeys when they play actually quite nicely. So sometimes middle of the green is key. And also we need to look at where the easiest putt is. So when we're going for a guide for the flag, is there an easier putt being 10 foot right at the flag rather than being on line with the flag? So we just have to use that information with our preparation and our clear thinking. And if we're looking at clear thinking from here, if we look at the green, if we were looking at the analogy, if there was water on the green, flooded the green, where would the water run? And the direction the water would run in would normally be our easiest putt. That would be an uphill putt. So again, we can kind of build this all into the kind of data collection and then analysis and decision making. So hopefully you've enjoyed that guide to can I go at a flag or not. Go away and work on knowing your numbers, maybe even with a few key clubs. Then make your decisions based on how it looks visually with your fingers, and pull the trigger and execute the shot with conviction and clear intention. If you've enjoyed the video, please click like down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Got regular content coming every single week. And thank you for watching, and post any comments down below.